and put religion in its proper place, which is as a private practice, not public policy.
Someone who spends a disproportionate amount of his time arguing with theists, so I have to ask, what's the best thing to say when they try and argue that science and religion are two completely separate concepts and that rationality shouldn't really come into it?
So, for instance, they want to argue that angels aren't scientific, you can't analyze them scientifically, therefore we have to treat them. You know, it's one of these things where they have a very narrow vision of what science is, where what they think of as science is, well, you put on your lab coat and you take the angel and you chop it up and all this kind of and science is much more basic than that. Science is just simply opening your eyes and looking and questioning. And also being able to explain to other people how you come to a conclusion. So what I would say to them is that if you're going to believe in something like an angel or a soul, show me how you came to that conclusion. Show me the chain of logic. Show me the evidence that leads to this. I would go on the offensive right there. Is you don't have to defend science, because science, it works, right? They have to defend what they're saying, and they have to tell us how they came to that conclusion. For instance, one thing, just to get off of religion a little bit, is there's all this stuff about homeopathy that we're hearing about nowadays. They say that homeopathy works. And they say, though, at the same time, that it's not amenable to the usual sorts of analyses, that you can't use the old reductionist methods of science to look at it. And my response to them usually is to ask them, okay, then how did you figure out that it worked? Show me. And then they're reduced to kind of floundering around, and either they're going to say, well, there was a study that shows X, Y, Z, in which case you say, well, but you're doing science to analyze this, so it is science. Or they're going to be just saying, well, I just feel that it works this way, or I don't know, my psychic vision made me see. And then you've got them babbling nonsense, and you can kick them to the curb and go away and do something productive.
Aren't you inevitably going to lose eventually, though? Because if you grew up creationist, and if you believe in creationism and all the things on the right there, it doesn't affect you one bit in living your daily life until maybe you get sick. But then you can believe all you want. But it's safer to believe in creationism and go to heaven and avoid all the hell and damnation and not take that risk. So ultimately you are going to lose, because all the risk is on one side from their point of view. So that 50% is going to grow and grow and grow, and you'll get a bifurcated society where one half of it is providing the medical and technological advances to the other half, who are happy to live in ignorance.
So you're predicting Morlocks and Eloi are end result.
More or less, yeah. And I'm not sure which one you're going to be.
There's one problem with your premise, and that is that this stuff on the left doesn't make a difference. And it does make a difference in our lives. I talk to many atheists, and I'm sure there are atheists here. Atheists who have abandoned these things don't feel despair, they don't feel like they've lost. They feel liberated and free. And they can live much happier lives, which I think is a good thing. That's a goal for society, is to have all of our people live happier lives, where they're free of fear and they don't have these bizarre expectations. So that's one factor. The other is that you would be precisely right if we were living in the 15th century. We're not anymore. That what we have right now is all this technology surrounding us, and increasingly this is going to be biomedical, biological technology, as this is the century of biology that's coming up on us. And in order to understand that stuff, and in order to contribute to it, you will need that stuff.
But you can use it without understanding.
But you can use it without believing, yes. So that's the question. How big a percentage of the society can we tolerate to be parasites and passive consumers versus actual producers? And what you're postulating is a society where the consumers grow to fill the whole thing. That's not sustainable. That dies. That collapses. So what we're doing is actively fighting to maintain the population of producers.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm coming from a different point of view. So I could be seriously ridiculed here because I think a lot of people come from, they see things differently to me. So I don't have a science background, but I am interested in science.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like things to make sense. But I point of view. It's an energy, it's a consciousness, whatever you put out there. But I just wanted to give an example and just to see what you think. 'Cause I wasn't even going to mention that, but it is connected.
Sure.
Like like you know, the whole thing that we're all connected psychically and all that. I have done. I don't know if anyone wants to look it up on the internet. This is, of course, you will find it. And I've done it, and I've seen how we are. You know, that you can actually connect to information that you shouldn't know about someone who's sick that you've never met. You're just given a name, an age, and where they're from, and you go down to a level. It's literally, you know, meditation level. And the whole idea is you're vibrating on the same level as the information. Now I know it works because I've proved it 6 times to myself, and I've seen a whole lot of other people, and I know this for a fact in me.
Okay, what do you mean it works?
No, it's like, and I'm sort of, there's a bit more I was going to work. We paired off. Now let's say we were in this meditative state for, I think at least 9 hours. So you get well used to going down, and I did this course like 5 times. No, seriously, I mean, you can laugh all you want, but it's true. And you actually, basically, so at the end of it, it's to prove that it's not all la-di-da out there. You know, they try to bring it back to make sense. But then I said, I pair off with you, and you just give me the name of someone you know, their name, their age, and where they're from. So I go down to this level. And it actually works brilliantly the first time, because you don't expect it to work, and you don't expect anything. So you're relaxed, and you're calm. And the next thing, things will come in, like you might see a vision of what's wrong. You can actually feel it. I felt it once. And I'd never heard of the condition in my life. I don't even know the name of it. I'm still not sure of the name, but I felt it in me. And it works in different ways. And I mean, the first time we did it, there was 12 of us in the room, and 11 people got it right. And I've seen it. And if you want to just look up the course on the internet, like it's proved every single day because this course. But I just want to say, like, even in my experience the other day, this is what I was meant to start off with, but just to show that there's a little bit more than just, like, there was someone I wanted to meet, and actually she owns an alternative purpose place.
Question.
Yeah?
What's the question?
The question.
No, the question is that, like...
Well, why don't I just address it?
No,
So,
it's not really, yeah, it's just, no,
but-
see it from the other point of view, but I haven't finished, no, there's another thing I just want to show that.
okay.
And people can laugh all they want, and I don't care, to be honest. But, yeah, right. No, the other day, just to prove as well that sometimes, you know the whole creationist thing. The other day, I mean, I've read this, that, you know, your intention and your consciousness, whatever you put out there, especially if you mean it, especially at a heart level, because apparently the magnetic pole is supposedly, this is what I've read, I don't know if it's no science, stronger at a heart level than at a head level. So if you feel it, it's supposed to just think it. But the other day I put out there, I'm always meeting the right people at the right time, people who can help me. And this was on Tuesday. Now I've done it before and I've seen it works, and then I forgot about it, but I did it on Tuesday morning. There was a woman I meant to meet for a long time, but I kept putting it off. She's got a place in town. But on Tuesday, I finish at 4. I usually don't finish at 4. But I went to buy your ticket. No, listen, I'm giving you a point.
Okay, yeah.
Other people have questions.
Yeah,
Could
no,
you please save us ask
Right.
at the end of VS
Okay.
time, but other people have questions, so like
Okay,
it's
all
not
right.
questions. Ask the question or open the floor to someone else.
No, I'm finished now. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, so let me just address it in a general way. That yes, the human mind is complicated, and there's a lot of psychological phenomena involved, and that many people do find a kind of emotional, personal satisfaction in beliefs like those on the right. That I would not disagree with that. But what we're ultimately trying to answer is what is true. What is the actual way that the world works? And what those represent is shortcuts that many people find helpful. But when you get hung up on them, what they're doing is they're obstacles to keeping you from reality. There are many very personal sorts of phenomena like you're describing, but there's also this process called cold reading,